Welcome back to The Real Story. Since day one of his second term in office, President Trump's main goals have included bolstering national security and the American economy. And with the signing of the Genius Act into law, it seems that he may have done both in one fell swoop. And that brings us to the Genius Act itself. So, what is it? What does it mean? And what does it do? Well, it's a recently enacted law that establishes a regulatory framework for stablecoins, a type of cryptocurrency that are pegged to a less volatile asset, like the US dollar or even the euro. The law received bipartisan support in the House of Representatives, passing 308 to 122, with 102 Democrats joining the majority of Republicans. And it also ensures fair and consistent regulation across the country. Now, President Trump, to his part, supports this law because it will protect consumers from nefarious actors in financial markets. It prioritizes consumer protection and strengthens the US dollar's reserve currency status, in addition to bolstering our national security. And it will make America the undisputed leader in digital assets on the world stage, bringing massive investment and innovation to American soil. So what exactly does that mean? Firstly, it means the Genius Act requires 100% reserve backing with liquid assets. It requires issuers of stablecoins to make monthly, public disclosures of assets. And issuers must also comply with strict regulations to protect consumers from deceptive practices. So in short, regulations have been put into place so that stablecoin issuers can't mislead consumers into thinking that their stablecoins are backed by dollars if they aren't. And secondly, this act stimulates the U.S. economy by attracting more digital asset activity to the country and cementing the dollar's status as the currency of the global reserve by requiring stablecoin issuers to back their assets with U.S. dollars. So anti-money laundering sanctions have also been put into place to mitigate illicit activity, and consumers are subject to identification and verification of assets. So ultimately, all things considered and said and done, this move is a major step toward making America great again and making America the global, undisputed leader in digital assets. Here with reaction is Alex Konanykhin, the founder and CEO of Unicoin. Alex, thank you for being here, sir.
Thank you for inviting me to your show.
Absolutely, it's nice to have you here. So I want to start with a very simple question for you, just for the audience here. What exactly is stablecoin?
Stablecoin is a particular type of cryptocurrency which is essentially a bridge between fiat currency, meaning traditional currency like US dollar, and the actual cryptocurrency like Bitcoin. The stablecoins serve this role of a bridge between traditional finance and the new era of digital money, which is blockchain based.
Okay. Now, to be clear here, something like this is different, I should say, than something that a crypto people might know, like Bitcoin, right? Insofar as Bitcoin, the price really fluctuates a lot, so people kind of get worried about it. But stablecoin, as the name would suggest, is much less volatile. Is that correct, Alex?
To a certain degree. First of all, Bitcoin has indeed been very volatile, but this volatility is decreasing as more and more players are entering the market.
Okay.
It also decreasing as a regulatory and legislative framework is developing. It was easy to cause a huge impact on Bitcoin by issuing some anti-crypto measure, for instance, by starting the war on crypto, something which previous administration waged, targeting so many leading cryptocurrency companies. Of course, such actions was suppressing value of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. At the same time, right now, with legislative support and with the drive of Trump administration to turn America into the crypto capital of the world, the legislative and regulatory environment is becoming favorable. So I expect much fewer adverse factors on price of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. And overall, the more players participate in the market, the more stable the market becomes.
Okay. Now, you've sort of danced around the answer to this question, but I do want to ask you anyway. So for a while, cryptocurrency was not really mainstream and there was some apprehension and concern about it. But now it seems like a lot of people are really putting their money behind it. I want to ask you what you think is really driving that change and this new interest in stablecoin, Bitcoin, and other cryptocurrencies.
Well, I was definitely not trying to avoid your question on purpose. It just there are so many issues related to cryptocurrency. The primary is that crypto is the new form of money. It's a next step in the evolution of money.
Okay.
And that evolution started with seashells, using cattle as primitive form of currency. Then we can fast forward to gold, paper money, plastic, digital apps, etc. And now cryptocurrency, blockchain technology has emerged as just more secure, more efficient form of digital money. So behind this development of crypto market, there is a simple fact that the humanity has been searching for the optimal form of money ever since it started to use those primitive objects as shells. So, and the next step, the next phase of money is going to be blockchain based. And what the administration and legislators in the United States are doing lately is to set up the framework which would allow this country to become the crypto capital of the world. At least that's the objective the president stated when he got elected.
Okay. So on that note, I want to get your thoughts about the Genius Act, what it means, what it does, and how significant that really is for the American people and the American economy.
The significance of being that crypto capital of the world is enormous, because right now the United States is the best, the largest, most successful economy in the world, partially because US dollar is a de facto international currency. But new technologies are eroding this dominance of traditional fiat currency, especially cryptocurrencies. And there is no way to change, to put this genie back in the bottle. The technology is here and it's going to keep proliferating. So the United States had a choice of either fall behind or be a leader in new financial technologies. The previous administration made a choice to try to suppress crypto industry by attacking through lawfare many leading cryptocurrency companies. The new administration sees the potential in the crypto market and wants America to be in the forefront of financial industry, even with the new forms of money, even now that people use fewer and fewer dollars as cash for their day-to-day transactions.
Yes, that's interesting. And that's the last question I would ask you, because we're moving toward digital currency. It's all, using your credit cards now, your debit cards, Apple Pay, whatever it is. But there still is a solid use case for cash. And so I'm wondering, do you foresee a situation years and years in the future where something like a digital currency does completely replace a fiat money like the US dollar?
It's happening so fast. Just 13 years, it was 16 years ago that Bitcoin was created. And initially, during the first few years, it was a pretty shady segment of financial market. Bitcoin was created to provide anonymity. And in other words, to hide money, to hide it from the government, to hide it from partners, spouses, etc. And that was the initial use of Bitcoin, the use which Bitcoin has since overgrown, but the stigma of this semi-legal and outright illegal use of cryptocurrencies remained for many years. What the significance of the Genius Act, I think the primary significance is that it's the first major piece of legislation which de facto legitimizes cryptocurrency, which allows major financial institutions to participate in this industry with clear laws and regulation, and therefore we expect it to become an integral part of financial market and fast-growing part of financial market, instead of remaining something like a shady segment with stigma caused by the initial semi-legal use of Bitcoin.
Okay, I completely understand. It'll be very interesting to me to see what happens moving forward, but Alex, I want to thank you for your time today. I appreciate it.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Coming up next, Colbert gets canceled, and I, for one, say good riddance. More wonderful details about it after the break.